Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 6. I know my hair wrap is a little crooked, don't judge me too hard. I gotta get my hair done this week. It's a lot going on. I gotta pick up my son from daycare in 20 minutes, so let's jump into it. Open up the episode with Cynthia, and she is surprised that a lot of people RSVP'd to her wedding in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, I don't know why she's acting like now she wanted a smaller wedding and she just had to invite these people just to say she invited them. I don't know, but okay, Cynthia. Mike asks if Dennis can come, and I'm just wondering how, I mean, I guess I can see how he would feel like he needed to ask that question, but I mean, it's their wedding, so I mean, have who you want to have. Hopefully this is the last time Cynthia's getting married, so I'm thinking, you know, pull out all the stops. Please don't be on this show again in another 3-4 years and be trying to do this again, because this is 2 times. 3 strikes you out. I don't want to see it anymore. Cynthia also brings up the fact that she wants her dad to come. So she mentions that she's gonna have to talk to her mother about that. We switch over to Drew, and she is packing up the boxes of things with her husband. They're supposed to be moving to this new beautiful home, and I'm so excited for them because that house is beautiful. He talks a little bit about the hurt of his father passing unexpectedly after a heart attack, and he just seems so bland about the whole thing. You can tell he's hurt, obviously, but it just seems like the worst time to have something like this going on because you've got all these cameras following you around all the time, and that sucks. You can't be as vulnerable as you want to be in front of the cameras, which is understandable because I'm like that. So they released the balloons in honor of his dad, and they get on their soapbox about how this tragedy has brought the 2 of them together and how they're doing away with the small things. They'll work on their relationship some more, but you know, that will come with time. And they are focusing on what's important and capturing the good memories and blah and blah and blah. They released the balloons in honor of his dad, and they get on their soapbox about how this tragedy has brought the 2 of them together and how they're doing away with the small things. They'll work on their relationship some more, but you know, that will come with time. And they are focusing on what's important and capturing the good memories and blah and blah and blah. I don't believe it. You're just using this as a cover-up. I mean, her husband is very difficult to deal with from what it looks like. So it's easy to use something like that to say, you know, we're just gonna focus on what's important and we're not gonna get involved in dealing with all that right now. We're gonna focus on each other. We realize what's important. What's important is that you guys treat each other with respect and love each other. So yes, I get this, and I get putting therapy on the back burner, but he still has to respect you and to treat you right. Yeah. Next up is Candy. She is getting her makeup done, getting ready to shoot a YouTube video. She mentions her Candy Cares, is it foundation? Oh, okay, come on. So she says she wants to invite all the girls to get together because there's a pandemic going on, and they are very fortunate in that they are able to still provide for their family and do very well for themselves in the midst of a pandemic. But there are a lot of people that are hurting, so they want to put together some food, some bags of food for single parent homes, I believe she said. Just fill their cart with groceries, which was a really good idea. All the girls are gonna get together to help her pass out the food. And she brings up child support and how Riley's father owes a certain amount of child support to Riley. And I don't understand why people are feeling like, you know, because she's well off, she shouldn't have to, or because she's well off, she should not be asking for the money, because it takes two people to make a child, obviously. And even though she has a lot of money, it's unfair to say that it should all be on her because she's okay. He hasn't done anything for his child, well, Riley in that case. Apparently he's done things for his other children, and he's also very successful, so he should do that. And she also mentioned she does stuff for her own kids, she does stuff for other people's children. So, I mean, the more money that she has free, that's more money that she could be doing to help others, if that's what she's really trying to do. And even if she wasn't, it's his child. He needs to pay for his child. She FaceTimes with Eva's husband about, he's acting as her legal advisor of some sort about this situation, which is weird. I feel like Eva's trying to stay relevant, but I can't say that for sure. I don't know. Maybe he wants to make sure his firm is represented on the show somehow to try to get more traffic in the doors of his business. I don't know, but it's just weird. That was kind of awkward that he was thrown in there like that. But, so now we have Porsha. She is meeting up with Cynthia to have dinner, and they sit down and they're having some food and drinks. And Cynthia, of course, she's meaning to ask if Dennis can come to the wedding, which I don't understand, but okay. They're just having small talk, and Cynthia mentions inviting, well, she asks, first of all, she says, you know, I really want to invite Dennis to the wedding because Mike is asking, because that's Mike's friend and he wants him to be there, but out of respect for you, we'd like to ask if that is okay. It is her wedding. She should be able to invite whoever she wants, but if she is that close of a friend to Cynthia, I can see how she would feel like she needed to ask that. In my situation, I wonder if I would do something like that. I mean, I feel like I would, or I would at least give a heads up. Like, hey, so, you know, my fiance is friends with XYZ. They're going to be there. I hope that's all right with you. Yeah, that's how I do it. Now, if it's really like a problem where somebody was getting beat by somebody and it was like physical altercations all the time between the two, then I just have to pick one or the other, because both of them aren't gonna be there. We can't risk it, nobody getting hurt. But hopefully they would be in a situation where they could be amicable to one another just for the sake of the ceremony. Porsha says that she does not want Dennis there for now, which is, I think that's kind of childish. I get not wanting to see your ex somewhere, but this is somebody's wedding. I feel like you can, like, he can stay over there and you can stay over here. There's too many games involved. Oh, he doesn't need to come for now. Like, it's either yes or no. Like, that's why you don't give people options. You just tell them this is what's gonna happen. You decide what you wanna do from here. So we get to Cynthia again, and she is FaceTiming her daughter, which is cute. Noelle's a perfect mix between her and her husband, but she favors Cynthia more to me, and they're just like a cute little duo. They both have their little ponytails, their high ponytails. They were cute. So apparently Noelle is doing great in LA. She is now a what do you call it, an IG something, I don't know. But she's doing well. She does a lot of ads on Instagram. She has a successful YouTube channel. So she just got her first apartment and it looks like it's really nice. So congrats to her. She's doing great. Cynthia wants her to stay in Atlanta for a while. And Noelle's like, no, it's gonna be 2 weeks. And I feel like 2 weeks is very generous, so. But she was like, it's gonna be 2 weeks. I have things to do, I have to get back. And she's just getting out of her parents' home. So I can understand her not wanting to be home for an extended period of time. Once you get a taste of freedom, that's it. You don't even want to go back. We get to the Candy Cares event, and Porsha's on time. Of course, Kenya comes in after Porsha, and she said, oh, Porsha's here for her photo op. But Porsha's backing her efforts up with the donation. Kenya is not. And Candy said a couple times in the episode things about, you know, some people are more giving than others. And my thing is, if you're gonna throw shade at somebody, at least just be like, hey, I donated this amount, I did this, I did that. Well, actually, you don't even have to say that, because that's tacky to just be like, oh, I got this. But still, if you go and talk about somebody, oh, this is Kenya. Why are we even having this? Why am I even talking about this? Anyways, so of course, Kenya's working, and this is like that event that they did where they were doing like Habitat for Humanities or something a few years back, and Kenya was acting like she couldn't do anything but work, and she had to hurry up and work, and she had a breakdown in the bathroom that same day because things weren't going right in her life. It's the same thing. Can we talk and work? I get it, because they were kind of being lackadaisical, but there's a way to go about things. Especially when the person who is hosting the event is having the conversation. She's the one who's doing all this. So if she feels like she can take 5 minutes to have a conversation, why not? Why are you doing this? Okay, Cynthia is on the way. She has not made it yet. She went to go get her marriage license. She said she will keep this one close to her. Nobody be messing up her wedding again this time. Candy and Porsha are talking back and forth about whether or not Dennis should come to the wedding and all those different things. And Kenya is just hating per usual. And she's like, you guys are so off and on. Nobody ever knows. It doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. But when you're talking about Mark, you don't expect anybody to say that to you. Like, she's just so... Now, if somebody were to say that to her about Mark, then it would be, don't do that, and the tears and foolishness. So basically, Kenya was just belittling the situation of whether or not Dennis should be there. I don't think it should have been this long a conversation, but Kenya is just always inserting herself. Marlo pulls out her $5,000 check, gives it to Candy. Okay, I'm happy that's going to charity. So I'm happy it's going to charity. Drew FaceTimes in and checks in on everybody. She's still packing up her house. They're in the middle of moving, so she can't find time to go to Candy's event. Kenya says, ooh, Cynthia picking up all these strays. And again, Kenya being miserable. She's such a pretty lady. I just don't understand how she can be this exhausting. And Drew has done nothing to her. Porsha, at least, they got a history of foolishness. But Drew has done absolutely nothing to her, so I don't know why. And then that's the same thing. LaToya is a stray. She's a stray Kenya. Candy mentions again that Kenya has not donated. She didn't put a name on it, but she made it clear that she was talking about Kenya. And at the end of their lunch break from this charity event, that's when Kenya mentions, we should go somewhere. We should do something together. Get out of the house, you know, a girls trip. They're trying to figure out how they would get to the destination, being that they're in the middle of a pandemic and it'd be hard to fly. And that's when Porsha says, we should call Fallon, she got a jet. I wanna know more about Fallon. That's the type of stuff I wanna see. Planes and all that. Women with planes and jets. I mean, I know it's her husband's, but I mean, what's hers is his and what's his is hers. Yeah. I'm excited to see the South Carolina getaway whenever it happens, because they are dragging to get there, and I am just, at this point, I'm thirsting for some excitement on the show. So we close out with Cynthia again at her mother's house. And Noelle's in town, and she's just as happy that she's getting to spend some time with Noelle. And she's talking to her mom about inviting her dad. Now, first things first, yes, Cynthia should be able to invite whoever she wants to her wedding. Your mom got on this PSA and said that he was physically abusive. To the point, didn't she say to a point where she needed to have a knife or something one time because he did something crazy? If he's physically abusive towards her, as she said, should he be there? I mean, and she did make a good point that she only has one father and he's not gonna live forever, and she wants to have a relationship with him of some sort, whether it's big or small. She wants to have him in her life to some extent. And then the mom brings up the fact that she's hurt by the fact that the PSA was in fact a PSA. I guess she didn't ask what a PSA stood for, but all the cameras and things should have been a hint that this was not something that was going to be recorded and put on a bookshelf forever for no eyes to see. Cynthia had to apologize where her mom, like, I see where Cynthia gets her smarts from. I will say that. So yeah, she was annoyed that all these people back home got to see all her business, and it got back to her dad and all the people calling saying, why'd you lie on Mr. Bailey like that? All those people had no business calling her, first of all, because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. And second of all, come on, bruh. Come on. So Noelle ends up being the mediator, and I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, she should be able to have him there if she wants him there, as long as they can ensure that her mom will be safe. So, anyways, that wraps up another snooze fest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, I said snooze fest, that was a bit excessive. It wasn't that bad. There were things that went on. I like to see them at the food drive that she had, and but other than that, it was mostly a Cynthia episode, and Cynthia's kind of outgrowing the show, in my humble opinion. So hopefully next week we'll get to see the beginnings of the trip. So that should be fun. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share my video with others. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything I left out, and let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram at HeyMissGardner, and I will see you guys next week. And thank you to my new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. All right, bye you guys.